Jake Thompson was a hardworking young man with big dreams, but to pay for his college expenses, he worked the night shift at a luxury hotel. The hotel often hosted high-profile business people and politicians. But for Jake, it was just another routine shift. That night, as the large glass doors of the hotel swung open, a man in a well-fitted suit stepped inside. He looked serious, yet tired. He seemed to avoid drawing too much attention to himself, but Jake recognized him immediately. It was Donald Trump. Trump approached the front desk, his sharp eyes scanning the room before settling on Jake. "I should have a reservation under Trump." "Donald Trump," he said. Jake quickly checked the system and confirmed that his suite was ready. But as Trump reached into his pocket for his ID, his expression changed. "I think I left my wallet on my jet," he muttered. Jake immediately understood the situation. Hotel policy required ID verification before issuing a replacement key, especially for VIP guests. One of Trump's security guards, growing impatient, stepped forward. "Come on, this is Donald Trump. He doesn't need an ID," the guard insisted. But Jake, remaining calm and professional, replied, "I understand, sir, but security protocols require ID verification before issuing a new key. However, I can offer an alternative solution." Jake proposed personally escorting Trump to his suite and logging the incident in the security records. This way, the protocol remained intact and Trump wouldn't be inconvenienced. For a moment, Trump simply looked at him. Then, to Jake's surprise, he chuckled. "Good job, kid," he said. The next morning, as Jake was finishing his shift, a convoy of sleek black SUVs pulled up in front of the hotel. Trump's security team stepped out, and one of them called Jake over. Jake hesitated, still unsure if he had done something wrong the night before. But when he reached the entrance, Donald Trump was standing there, looking directly at him. "Last night, you handled the situation perfectly," Trump said. Jake, still unsure of what was happening, replied humbly, "I was just doing my job, sir." Trump smiled, reached into his pocket, and handed Jake a small envelope. "Young people like you, honest, principled, and hardworking, are what this country needs. Inside this envelope, you'll find a full scholarship for your education and a personal recommendation letter that will connect you with some of the best mentors in the business world." Jake's hands trembled as he took the envelope. He could hardly believe what he was hearing. But then, Trump's expression shifted. He glanced at Jake's name tag and paused. His eyes narrowed slightly. "Thompson?" he asked. Jake nodded. "Yes, sir, that's my last name." Trump seemed to think for a moment, then asked another question. "What was your father's name?" Jake hesitated, confused by the sudden change in conversation. "Michael Thompson. But he passed away years ago." A flicker of recognition crossed Trump's face. He was silent for a moment before nodding. "Jake, I knew your father." Jake's heart skipped a beat. "You knew him? Where did you meet?" Trump took a deep breath and then spoke. "Years ago, I was developing a major hotel project in New York. At the time, things weren't going well. I was dealing with financial struggles and delays were piling up. Your father worked for a small construction company back then. One day, there was a crisis on site, and I thought I was going to lose everything, but your father stepped up. He rallied the workers, reorganized the schedule, and made sure the project was completed on time." Jake listened in stunned silence as Trump continued. "I'll never forget what he told me that day. He said, 'Good people always win in the end. Don't panic.' I never forgot those words." Jake's eyes welled up. He had never known that his father had played a role in Trump's past. Trump gave him a firm pat on the shoulder. "Your father did me a great favor back then. And now, fate has brought me to you. This isn't just a coincidence. I won't just give you a scholarship. I'm also setting up a special internship for you. People who pay attention to details always succeed, Jake. Just like your father, you're going to go far." Jake clutched the envelope in his hands. It wasn't just a scholarship or a job opportunity, it was a connection to a past he had never known. "Thank you, Mr. Trump. I'll never forget this," he said. Trump smiled and gave him one last piece of advice. "Good people always win, Jake. Never forget that." As Trump and his team walked out of the hotel, Jake stood there, still processing what had just happened. A simple night shift had turned into the most life-changing moment of his life. Did you enjoy this story? If you did, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an inspiring story like this. See you in the next video.